Welcome to the Darkest Before Dawn podcast. I'm your host, Andrew, and I have a very talented, great guest today on my show, the amazing David Thornton. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good. How you doing, man?
I'm doing excellent,
Awesome to hear.
So, how did you get into acting, and who are some of your higher icons that you look up to and get inspired by?
I got into acting way back when I was like a little kid. My parents got me into doing like church theater of all things.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's how I started out, was doing plays about Jesus.
Plays about Jesus.
Oh yeah, now I kill people. So you come full circle.
Yeah, definitely full circle. Now I know you were starting off. I know you were super into comedy too.
From the dead, so.
Yeah. I know you were super into comedy.
I primarily did comedy.
Did you? Now, how was the transaction from comedy to horror?
It was a pretty easy transition because there are those humorous bits to art. So I'm like, yeah, that's kind of, they kind of went hand in hand with each other. He's got a very dark sense of humor, so kind of like Freddy Krueger in a lot of ways, or Chucky. So that's why I enjoyed it.
Yeah, he definitely does.
He
definitely does.
Yeah.
Did you ever think that Terrifier would blow up like it did?
We hoped it would, but we didn't expect it. I mean, because we were trying to be realistic. We knew that we were this small, low-budget, indie film, and we knew a handful of fans were out there that had seen All Hallows Eve. So we're like, okay, we're doing this film for them, and we're doing it for us because we love horror films, and we want to make the type of horror film that we want to see again. So we're like, well, we think he's cool, but we're trying to be realistic. We're like, who knows if anybody's going to even see this thing?
Oh, really?
So, yeah, it was definitely a surprise for us. It was just like, it blew up, and we're like, oh, wow, okay, I guess we did something right.
Oh, yeah, you guys definitely did. Where was this film mainly filmed from? Was it New York or New Jersey?
Yeah, we did both in New York and New Jersey, parts of Trenton and then Staten Island and Long Island.
Where was that pizza shop from? That scene was I love the scene.
Yeah, that's out in Long Island. It's at Deer Hills Pizzeria.
Deer Hills Pizzeria.
So, yeah. It's still there. They've done renovations, I hear, on the inside, so it doesn't look the same as it did in the movie, but I understand that we've brought a lot of business to that place.
Oh, I bet you did. If art talked,
where those people died.
Is this where all those people got killed during that movie? If art talked, what do you think he would say before he killed somebody?
If he talked, yeah.
I feel like he would. He'd
probably have some kind of punchline before everything.
Right, definitely, because he's such a fun, outgoing, crazy character. So I think he would troll people around a little bit. That's what I think he would do.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, he would definitely have those Freddy Krueger quips and stuff like that. Welcome to prime time, bitch, or something like that.
And then he always gets serious, and he can pull out a gun and shoot you 30 times in the face.
Yeah. And he just honks a horn at you.
How long did it take you to do the makeup for art?
That started out taking about 4 hours, but we got it down recently, my last convention, down to 2 hours. But, I mean, sometimes it would take even longer because Damien would do part of my makeup, and then you have to go and set up a shot, and then come back and do some more, and then go film the shot, and come back and do some more. So we had some nights where I was in the chair for about 6 to 8 hours.
Wow, 6 to 8 hours. Hey, if Doug could do it, you can.
And then I had to film afterwards, so that's like.
So
it's worth it though. It's worth it. That's what I would tell myself in that chair. It's like, okay, it's all going to be worth it.
Definitely, and I know you're doing a photo op in costume at New Jersey HorrorCon at the end of this month.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun. I think
Yes,
that's
I
on
am. That's going to be a lot of fun.
That's on Friday at 7 o'clock,
Yeah.
I believe.
So, those are always fun for me. Yeah, so that Friday, I think around 7 or something like that, because since it takes so long to do,
Yep.
we figure it's better to do it like on the Friday going in, so I have most of the day to prepare and get in the costume and stuff like that, and then do the convention, and so I don't miss as much time at the table, which is, I think smart.
Yeah, that's awesome because you're a very humble guy and you're very nice to your fans too. So that's such a huge plus.
I try my best.
Yeah.
It's these things are just so much fun anyway. So I mean, I love being able to interact with the fans on that kind of level too, where it's just like I can actually talk to them, and interact with them at the tables and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun.
How long? When was your first convention?
My first one that I was a guest at was last year at Mad Monster Party in Arizona. But I've done conventions beforehand, just not the guest, but just like a patron.
Oh, have you?
Out, paid the ticket to get in and walk around and stuff like that.
Right.
So yeah, I've done cosplay myself. So I love watching all the cosplayers and stuff like that. I think it's amazing seeing people dressed as me in cosplay now too. I'm like, that is so awesome.
That must be awesome, huh? That must be. It must make you feel good when you see that stuff too. Which brings me to my last question. How does it?
Because
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
All right. Which brings me to my last question. How does it?
I can't even remember what I was saying.
How does it make you feel seeing your face on T-shirts and seeing people that have tattoos of art on them? And I know Trick or Treat Studios is they're doing like a whole art costume and mask. How does all that make you feel?
It makes me feel pretty dang good because I'm like, I remember it links into like the cosplaying and stuff like that. It's like people aren't doing that and getting that kind of stuff unless they actually love the character. I know how I am with that kind of. I mean, I have so much Joker stuff in my room right now. It's just because I love the character so much, and so I know like people are going out and buying all the costume pieces and the T-shirts and the records and the pens and stuff like that. It's because they actually love the character. And it's really cool that we've created something that people enjoy that much already. It's like you don't see that until like several films into a franchise or something like that where people are that obsessed with stuff. So that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
Right. It must be, be an awesome feeling, especially now because you're considered a horror icon. I consider you a horror icon now.
That's so weird. I love it though. It's something I never expected in my life. It's just like I'm this former geek from Alabama. It's quite a change. Quite a change in lifestyle.
When you sit there and you're like, Kane Hodder, that's, in my opinion, Kane Hodder, that's Jason. He's played him the most, and I think he plays him the best. And then when, in the future and everything, you're always going to be, there's no one that's going to be able to play this role as good as you have. Like, this is just you. There's nothing,
is just like how, Robert Englund.
That's Freddy, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you.
That's it.
Yeah. He's like, I love Jackie Earle Haley, but he wasn't Robert.
Right.
Like,
right.
Just that Robert is just, that's his role. It's just like, I've even had, because, I hear there's talk about, rebooting the franchise and stuff like that, and how there's like, who could play Freddy next? I've had some people say that I could play it. I'm like,
ooh.
I would be scared to play it because Robert is so dang good in that role. I just don't think anybody else should play it. I'm like, he's amazing in it.
I definitely think.
I don't think anybody else should be doing the voice of Chucky right now. It should only be Brad Dourif doing the voice of Chucky.
Oh, I am very upset about that.
Oh God! Yeah, I hear they still haven't even cast the voice of Chucky yet. I'm like, are you kidding me?
That's Brad Dourif.
You filmed this movie and you didn't have an actor doing the voice for Chucky in it? I'm like, are you kidding me?
I don't even like the approach how they took on the movie.
Brad.
When I think...
Oh, yeah, that's a
bad
AI or whatever it is.
Right, yeah, like I guess like technology gone wrong kind of way, right? Because when I think Child's Play, I think serial killer and voodoo. That's what I think when I think Child's Play, and like
Yes.
they totally switched it up. Like I understand, like I'm iffy on remakes, but if you want to do a remake, I mean that's fine. But like I don't like when they stray too far. Like they definitely stray too far for the new Child's Play remake, and I don't know how I feel about that.
I completely agree.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I don't like it. It's freakier to me knowing that like that's the soul of some evil man, this mass murderer inside of this doll, and as opposed to just Skynet.
Right.
It's just like, well, Terminator's done that better.
Could you give me any kind of info on Terrifier 2?
Oh, I will say that it's going to be more story driven.
Okay.
I'll say that because now we've introduced art. Now we want to start building the world around art and how he impacts that world around him and the people in it. So we're going to have more of a narrative, slant to this one. So it's going to be good. It's going to be bigger. It's going to be crazier.
I'm so excited.
We're wondering how we're going to top the hacksaw scene. We're hoping we can, but we're like, oh, dang, did we set that bar too high? We have some, like, really freaky ideas for this one.
It's going to be awesome. I know it. David, thank you so much for this interview.
I'm so excited.
Thank you so much for this interview and taking the time to
no problem, anytime.
Make me have the best first podcast episode ever.
Yeah. Well, I might as well pop your cherry somehow.
Hey, this is the best way to do it with art, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you so much, David.